I opened Premiere Pro the other day and it was completely foreign. Looked completely different, even though I know absolutely nothing was changed. It looked like I was on a different planet. 5 months in DaVinci Resolve will do that to you. If you're new here, I'm Lucas and I haven't uploaded a video in about 90 days and I'm realizing that that was the beginning of summer and beginning-ish of summer. I've taken those last 3 months to really focus on family time and have just a fun summer with the fam. But in that time, I've been working too, every day in DaVinci Resolve full time. And so if I were to make a video for me 5 months ago, this is what I would say.
Okay, Lucas from the future here. I realized as I was offloading this footage that I tried to make this video months ago, like 3 months ago when I uploaded the last YouTube video. Anyway, it has still been 5 months. I guess then it was only 2 months, but 5 months have still gone by since I started using Resolve full time. And the fact still stands, Resolve is something completely different than Premiere, but still a great asset. It just takes time, So look at the rest of the video.
The color in DaVinci Resolve is insane. I don't know all the science behind it, but I know there has to be some science behind it. And people way smarter than me have probably made videos of that. And I don't know, if you're real into color science, go check that stuff out. That's not me. I'm not that guy. I do like good color when I see it. I couldn't tell you, but I know that whatever you put into DaVinci Resolve, if you like structure your nodes properly, that your color will just be insane. Perfect example of this is just the curve, the S curve. I mean, it's a really common adjustment and I can do such a small adjustment on an S curve and get way more of an impact than I ever did in Premiere Pro. And speaking of nodes, they're pretty much just layers that look really, really intimidating. People say that nodes are, you know, you have this effect coming first, then this one, then this one, then this one, and then like they matter. I haven't noticed that a whole lot, but I'm sure it's the case. You can get really, really complicated with them, but you can also just put every single adjustment on the color page onto one node if you really, really wanted to, although I really don't recommend that because that's destructive. And if you want to change something, you need to know what effects are where, and they don't always show up all the time. So I guess that's a little bit of a con, I don't know, maybe a little bit of a con. Okay, so the other thing is power bins, and power bins have completely changed my workflow. I have been working on a Mac for the last, I don't know, 10 years or something. Finder is great, and I mean, Windows Explorer is the same thing, or File Explorer, whatever, for PC is the same thing, but the Finder, like dragging everything in, and Premiere, and like there's plugins that like help you file manage stuff. I need file management. I think every creative needs file management because we suck at it. Power bins just make it so much easier because you can organize everything once and have everything there for every single project. Depending on which database you're in, I think it's a database, or if you're on like a NAS, like a network system, those change too. Anyway, power bins are great. Highly recommend them. I know there's like the media browser in Premiere, but I never ended up using that. It was always just a window that I exited out of and like closed that panel. It was just a Finder window, but harder to access and not as pretty to look at. Not part of the reason I switched, but something that's kind of nice about switching is that DaVinci Resolve's UI just kind of looks nicer. I don't know, Premiere looks like it's still in the 90s. Anyway, that's a sidebar, not really super important, but I like aesthetics, obviously. There's a ton of AI features in DaVinci Resolve 20, and it's been out for like more than a couple months, I think. So if you haven't looked at what all it can do, it's really, really cool what it can do, and they just came out with 20.1 a couple weeks ago, and that fixed some things. My favorite thing is that it added in Magic Mask V2 into the Fusion page. Previously it was only in the color page, and I use the Fusion page a lot when I'm editing DaVinci Resolve projects because of the, like I use Magic Mask a lot. I like to put things behind other things. So having Magic Mask V2 just makes it that much easier, that much better. Rather than just leaving it in the color page, I can have it in the Fusion page. The AI stuff is only available in the studio version. The fact that there's a studio version and a free version is just a pro in and of itself. There's a free version of this editing software, albeit a little like scaled back, but it's still a great video editor if you're someone who's just beginning or wanting to get into it. When I started, I don't know why I started in Premiere is what I was familiar with. Like Adobe's the industry standard or whatever people say, right? DaVinci Resolve is a great starter editing software. I like downloaded it like years ago. It didn't happen. Premiere for like 10 years and then look, full circle to DaVinci Resolve. So there's a free version. That's a pro in and of itself. The Fusion page is kind of crazy too. It works well for some After Effects things, text animation and stuff like that. I'm learning new things about it every day, but it's so freaking complicated that I don't know all the things. I like in Resolve 20, they added in a bunch of stuff in the Fusion page as well that goes way over my head for like probably Hollywood, movie, compositing, VFX and all those things. So I don't deal with any of that, but still cool that that's a thing. I'm going back to AI. There's also like audio cleanup, voice isolation AI, like music stuff that you can do with it, show the beats of the music. That's a friggin' thing that I use all the time. In Premiere, I had to download a plugin or an extension or something in order to show the beats of the music that I was editing to. And it would like have a little metronome in this like plugin for Premiere, and it was called Beat Edit. I don't know, shout out to the maker of Beat Edit because you saved my butt multiple times. Anyway, now Resolve has that built into the software, and I guess the con of it would be that it only does the whole notes. You can't do like triplets or something. Like you can't break up the music beats, which is fine. Like it works, but I wish there was a little bit of flexibility there. There's a whole bunch of other cool things that you can do with voice isolation and like voice duplication. AI stuff is crazy. Last thing, there's a really big time commitment with DaVinci Resolve. As a creative, you're like doing a lot of client work, or if you're not doing client work and like freelancing, you're probably like doing a 9 to 5 or something like that and doing creative work within that. And so it really took me forcing myself to start using DaVinci Resolve, and like I went in and like paid for the full version immediately just because I didn't want to run into anything, because I wanted to get rid of as much friction as possible when learning the software. And so like this is shot in like 4K 10-bit anyway, and that's one big thing depending on where you are with your camera and equipment and stuff, your footage, whatever. I shoot in 4K, 10-bit, 422. The free version of Resolve can't handle that, won't handle it. Paid version does. If you have Rec 709 footage, if you have iPhone footage and just recording on your phone and putting it together in Resolve, it should be piece of cake, simple. It took a couple weeks for me to get really comfortable in there, and honestly, it took me setting my own keyboard shortcuts outside of what I had already in Premiere. Like the brackets adjust audio for me. I have like Command F for my full screen, and things that I didn't set in Premiere, I do set in Resolve, but that's only because I've been dinking around with the keyboard shortcuts, and they've worked pretty well thus far. That was one big thing that I know, like DaVinci Resolve has like a Premiere keyboard shortcuts thing, but by the time that I was switching over, I'd already been using Premiere for like 5+ years. And so my Premiere already had custom keyboard shortcuts. Making the standard keyboard shortcuts from Premiere the default in Resolve did not work at all. What it took was me figuring out what Resolve calls an action in Premiere. So like the cut tool could be the blade tool. I don't know which one uses which, but I made the keyboard shortcut for that C because it cuts, the blade cuts, or the cut tool cuts. There's a cut page in Resolve. Honestly, I just hid that sucker because I don't use it at all. I barely use like the media pool. I just am straight on the edit page, straight to color, maybe Fairlight, and then delivery. So I don't know, I don't know if everyone else does that, but that's what I do. And then I made like V, the like selection tool. I don't remember what it's called in Resolve because they call it something weird. It might be like pointer tool or something. Either way, I figured out what it was called and then I was able to make a keyboard shortcut for it. That's the biggest obstacle. You have to figure out in Premiere what it's called in Resolve, and then it's really easy to make those keyboard shortcuts. And like I said, Fusion is great, but it's a lot more difficult than After Effects is, mainly because I spent like 4 years learning how to use After Effects before I even went into college, and I was just looking at YouTube tutorials. I'm not trying to yell at you, I'm just trying to say that this has been my experience over the last 5 or so months of switching to DaVinci Resolve primarily as my full-time video editor or video editing software, and it's gone really well. And I can't really open Premiere without feeling like I'm a freak anymore. Honestly, I still use After Effects a ton too, and I'm trying to figure out how to use Fusion as a complete replacement for that, but I know that there's a lot of other like motion graphics software out there. I saw some AI motion graphics stuff. Anyway, if you have any recommendations for that, I'd love to know in the comments below. And if you're thinking of switching from Premiere and the Adobe ecosystem, I know that everyone has their opinions on the Adobe ecosystem and their terms of service and everything else, but honestly, it's a little bit freeing to just pay for some software once and then not have to keep paying for it when I'm not using it for freelance gigs. But if you're looking to switch, hopefully this has given you a little bit of a balanced look. This has definitely given 5 months ago me some insight into switching to DaVinci Resolve and making it as painless as possible. So you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button, give it a like, ring the bell, all those things. And I'll see you in the next one.